Despite the challenges it faces, the Kingdom of Cambodia is an incredible country, and the Cambodian people gave me a renewed commitment to the values I aspire to. My first impression of the city of Phnom Penh was a variety of intriguing odors. Markets bristling with vendors selling fresh and not so fresh meats, spices, fish pastes, and fruits, to include durian. Dozens of mopeds roam the streets alongside of Range Rovers and Lexuses. The 8 million inhabitants of the city rushing to and fro caused a veritable beehive of activity. The 6 of us were in Cambodia for 3 weeks, and Phnom Penh, the capital, was our first stop. We met with Cambodian cadets and officers from the National Defense University, the head of USAID, officials in the State Department, and a defense attaché at the U.S. Embassy. And we learned a lot about the challenges of corruption and human rights violations the country faces now, and the tragedy that Cambodia has overcome in the past. During the brutal rule of the Khmer Rouge in the late 1970s, nearly a quarter of the Cambodian population was murdered. Standing in the S-21 prison and the killing fields where many suspected spies were tortured and killed was a shocking and terrifying experience. It's one thing to know about a tragic event, but it's quite another to see the scratches on the walls, the chains and torture implements on display, and the skulls of 5,000 within the stupa at Chongek. The sacrifice of these victims was not lost on me. As a member of the military, I'm called upon to protect those who are unable to protect themselves. Now I have seen what can happen if I do not. After Phnom Penh, we traveled to Siem Reap to see Angkor Wat, and we made our way to the southern coastline where we would work with non-government organizations to do a service project, building brick latrines. The village leaders of Odong were told that a group of Americans were interested in coming to their community to work and would build whatever the community needed most. The answer was toilets. For 2 weeks, we made mortar, laid bricks, stuccoed walls, and dug septic tank pits in the hot Cambodian sun. My primary job was digging the pits. What made the experience truly beneficial was that we were working with the Cambodian craftsmen and families side by side towards a common goal. The sense of accomplishment we felt after completing each latrine was comparable to winning an athletic competition, although we weren't competing with anything other than the weather. I've learned that the Cambodian people are no different than Americans, for the most part. They have the motivations that we have, they have similar fears and aspirations, and they are trying their best at the opportunities that are available just as we do. Now let me preface what I'm about to say next. This may sound contrived, but it's not. A big reason why I joined the Air Force was because I appreciate and I strive to live by the core values: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Sincerely, those words encapsulate quite well the sort of man I seek to develop myself into. The Cambodian people demonstrated these values to me in their words and their actions. I now understand how important it is, and that it is very possible to remain true to these values even in the most trying of circumstances. I came back from Cambodia with a deeper appreciation for what the United States stands for, the importance of my role in her defense, and a renewed commitment to the values I aspire to.
Put your